crafty friends. It's Courtney Brickner, the CB behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm very happy you're here because I have something very fun for you today. All of these things are included in a package that I have for a girls trip. So today I want to show you how to make all of these things. Just some ideas if you want to get together with a group and you want to make something special for them. So we've got some sublimated towels, and let me show you. So one end has the name, the other end has the STL symbol because we're all from St. Louis. So everyone's got their own towel for the pool. So I will show you how to sublimate those. I've got some little tricks that I use with my heat press that can help you with not getting such a harsh line around your print from your press or the paper, and I'll walk you through that. Then we've got some tote bags just with some regular HTV for everyone, and some citrus strip etched tumblers. So we have a set of those. We've got one for the birthday girl whose name starts with a T, and then the rest of the set is L's with her last name. So I will show you how to use the citrus strip to do that. Then we've got some sublimated tumblers with everyone's name on them. And lastly, we've got some custom t-shirts with super color DTF transfers. So I'm going to show you how to make all of these things today. I hope you're here for it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you like what you see here at the Crafty Brick. And we got a lot of stuff to cover, so let's get started. Very first step of this project is printing out my sublimated designs on my Sawgrass printer. I'm using 8.5 by 11 regular paper. I set up the design for the size of my tumbler, which was 9.25 by 8.2, and then I just made the letters or the names about 6 inches. So I didn't have, since I wasn't doing a seamless tumbler, it didn't really matter the placement of it. I just spaced them apart evenly so that they would fit around the tumbler in a nice looking place. So then I need to warm up my Go-To Craft tumbler press. You have to put a mug in. You'll see that black mug in there. That's one of the color changing mugs. So while I'm getting the tumblers prepped, wiping them down with my lint roller, and I'm just waiting for my press to reach 365 degrees so it can do 50 seconds and then automatically turns and then closes back up. It's really allows you to be very efficient when you're using this tumbler press. So I didn't peel them while they were hot. I waited for each tumbler to cool down so that there wasn't any ghosting because it was still sublimating while it was still hot. So when I took them out of the tumbler press, I just set them to the side, let them cool, and then I took the paper off. I really love using this press. This is actually the only tumbler press that sits out on my counter right now because it's so convenient doing large quantities of tumblers because you can actually work while it's working as well and you don't have to turn the tumblers. So these tumblers turned out really cute. I love the black and white. They were perfect for the pool, and I think they just make a really cute gift to take on a group trip. Next up, I decided to do tote bags so everyone could have something to put all their goodies in. I used a little Caesar vinyl and my Juliet cutting machine to cut the HTV, and then I weeded it all. I decided to use the same font for all of the items that I'm making today, and this was the photo shoot signature. So I really like this style of font with the cursive. The Easy Weed always weeds perfectly, hence its name. So once I got all of those done, then I was ready to press them onto the tote bags. And we're just using some regular black canvas tote bags, just basic ones for this project. For some reason, even though I was using a pressing pillow, my HTV Ront press was not working very well with this tote bag, and the vinyl was not sticking properly to the bags, and even when I was doing a cold peel. So I just decided to switch to my mini press, and that worked out so much better. Took me a little bit longer, but I really just wanted to make sure that they were all adhered nicely to the bag. So I decided to use the Easy Press, and it worked out great. Here's a little close-up of all the bags so you can see them, and then here they are when they were given to all the girls. They are filled with all of the fun goodies. Next up, we've got towels, and I used my Sawgrass printer again. This time I used my 1000 because I wanted to print really big prints. The names were actually 16.5 inches big, and then this STL sign was about 10 inches, so it wouldn't have fit on my 8.5 by 11, so that's why I needed to use my larger format one. My initial thought was that the red STL would be on one end and then the black name would be on the other. And then when I saw it together, I really didn't like it. So I'm thinking this. I think that's gonna be better than the black and the red and both ends of the towel. I wasn't really feeling that. So I think they're both gonna be at this end, and I think that's gonna look nice. I realized I didn't like them both on the same end, so I went with opposite ends, but I also realized I don't really like the red, so I didn't like the way it was just kind of being washed away and you couldn't really see it, so I decided to go with black. So instead of wasting a whole towel, I just did it on the back of mine. So I've got red and black on my towel, but make sure you test out the color just to make sure it stands out and it doesn't get washed away in the pattern. Okay, this next part is a little trick that I have found. I actually remove the bottom cover that's on my heat press. I take it completely off because I felt like it was creating that harsh line in my press when I did the sublimated towels. So I actually made my own little pressing pillow and used some foam and Teflon sheets and put it together. And I just put that on my press. Then I take all of my printed sublimation sheets and I tear the edges so that I don't have a really harsh straight line around all of my words when I press it on. It just makes it a lot smoother, and then I use my lint roller to roll out any edges that get pressed in. But having the pressing pillow that I made has less pressure on it when I use it anyway. And I have the press on the lowest pressure as well. So that just really helps with the lines on this project. So I've got low pressure. I've got my own pressing pillow that I made. The link for the materials that I used to make my own pressing pillow are in the description. But I just lay the paper on. I didn't even tape it down because I didn't want to have any tape marks. I lay the towel down, put down some blowout paper, and another one of the tricks is when I cut my blowout paper, I always make it bigger than my actual press. You can see that the edges of my blowout paper actually stick out further than my press, and that's so that I don't have edges from the paper pressed onto my towel. So those are a couple ways that I use to prevent pressing marks on my towel and the harsh lines. And then here, when the press opens up, then I want to show you like how pressed down it is. So it looks like it's really smashed down and like it's flatter than the rest of the towel, but that's just because it was pressed. So you can kind of see where it was, like where the press is. You can see how different in pattern it is, but you just use your lint roller and just rub that out, and then it just makes it fluffy just like it was before. I am unfortunately using an annoying lint roller and it keeps coming off. Oh my gosh, I even got like an expensive lint roller from CVS. Normally I just get my lint rollers from like a package from Costco or from the Dollar Tree, and they work great. This one was like $7 and it's horrible. They keep coming off. So just use a better lint roller than I did. These towels are microfiber towels, so they're polyester. Got them on Amazon. The link is below, and they turn out great. You can even do dark colors. If you're printing in black, I've even done towels in a dark blue, and it worked out great. Next on deck is etch tumblers with citrus strip. First, I made a stencil with some adhesive vinyl with my cutting machine, and then I used some transfer tape to place that stencil onto my tumbler. I removed the transfer tape, made sure it was all pressed down nicely, and make sure there are no gaps. Then we move on to the tape. I put a piece of tape on all four sides, but I don't actually press it all down. I leave one side of it up so that I can attach another piece of tape to that side, and then I secure that side to the tumbler. I do this so that I can create kind of a dam so that the citrus strip doesn't fall down when it is placed on the tumbler, and I don't have to sit there because the citrus strip has to sit for about 50 minutes. So you don't have to wait for it to and watch it and make sure that it's not dripping down, because anywhere that it touches, it is going to etch that area. So you don't want it dripping down onto other parts of your tumbler. So I make this tape kind of wall so that the citrus strip can just stay in place. So I did that with all of the tumblers, got my tape all in place, make sure it's lifted up, make sure they're all in their holes so the citrus strip can't slip through any little cracks and get onto other parts of the tumbler. And I just make sure that it is all safe and secure and ready for citrus strip. Then we've got the tape all placed. We take a little bit of citrus strip and I use a popsicle stick and just spread the citrus strip around. I try to have a nice thick amount so that no parts of my stencil, actually no parts of the letter are exposed. And I just rub it all around, and I need to let it sit for about 50 minutes to an hour. I come back and check to see if it's ready. And how I know if it's ready is if I take my little weeding tool and I just try to scrape a little bit of it away and see if it comes off really easily. If it doesn't, then it needs a little bit more time. If it does, then it's ready to go ahead and take that citrus strip off. I just rub it off and then scrape off some of the stubborn parts that don't come off with a little sponge, the little rough part of the sponge. And then the rest of it I wipe off with some water. So I take all of these to the bathroom. I take most of the citrus strip off, but the little amount that is left, I go ahead and wipe that off with some water in the bathroom, and then I take off the adhesive vinyl that's left on there. And if you've done it where you didn't get any citrus strip in any other parts, then this should come out looking pretty fabulous. This method works with most powder coated tumblers, but if you've got a concern that it might not, test the bottom first so that you don't ruin the tumbler. The last project we're going to be using Supercolor DTF transfers. They're really great because you don't need a minimum order. So like I only needed 8 shirts for this project. So it was nice to be able to do that and not have to have the minimum order of 10. So I just used my HTV Romp press, used the Supercolor transfer. These were fun because I used the birthday girl's initials T and L to create this design in Leonardo Design Space, and it turned out really cute. So some of us had tank tops, some of us had regular t-shirts, and some of us had scoop neck tees. So they all worked with the transfer. But you know, sometimes you've got that one friend that wants something that isn't even one of the options that they were given. One of my friends wanted a muscle tee and it had a pocket, so I couldn't use the Supercolor transfer with it. So I needed to use a little bit of Caesar Easy Weed and just make hers a little bit smaller. So it was the same design, but I just pressed it on. Totally classy, a little bit ratchety. So we got the T and the L for her initials. T-shirts turned out cute. Supercolor came in clutch. Perfect to make lots of t-shirts in a little bit of time. And we all had a lot of fun wearing our matching tees. All right, here is the final piece of the puzzle. You spent all this time making all these cute custom items. Now, why would you want to just give it in a regular bag? I love making custom gift bags because I just think they add a little bit more of a personal touch. I'm just using a little adhesive vinyl, and I use the reverse weeding method because this one had some little details. I like these Nush Nush gift bags because they're sparkly, they come in lots of different sizes, they're reusable, and very easy to customize. Well, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make all of these things. I really enjoyed sharing this with you. If there was something new that you learned or you have a favorite product that you plan on making yourself, let me know in the comments, like what you liked, what you learned new, something like that. I am so excited to share all these things with my friends this week. I will be leaving on Friday, and it'll just be great to hand deliver to them and to see everyone using all the things that I've made. It's going to be really fun. I will be back next week with some more crafty content. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn the notifications so that you don't miss anything crafty, because I'm here every week sharing something. I never know what it's going to be, but something. Until then, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.